friends. My name is Melissa. I'm the founder of True Northwest Magazine. We're here today with Laura, the founder of the Lake Stevens Film Festival. Laura, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, share some of your background and what you do?
I grew up in Lake Stevens. When I was a senior, we put on the first Viking Film Festival.
Cool.
With my club. And, after high school, I left and did a lot of things around the world and went to school in Canada and San Francisco and all over, and was working in New York during the pandemic and came back home to wait it out and ended up relocating.
Yeah.
So that set me off on starting the fest.
Awesome. So let's lead in right away to how the festival got started. How did that process work for you, and what kind of initially pushed you to take action?
Yeah. So, we didn't see ourselves living in Washington. That was a surprise for us. And I thought, well, we'll go back, but at least I'll have Seattle close by and I can, find little bits of pockets of culture and everything that I need and get out there at least once a month. But, with 2 little kids, that was just kind of impossible. And I felt really isolated. And I thought, well, what do I need? I need some creative community. And so it was kind of a way to make something for myself and also invest back in the community where I first fell in love with film as a high schooler. And the city of Lake Stevens had put out a request for proposals, an RFP, asking the community for ideas for community events, festivals, and classes that they could partner with. And so I was kind of racking my brains. I thought, this is such a cool concept. I want to do something. And the idea just kind of popped into my head. So I submitted a proposal and they said yes.
I love that. It was started very impulsively, kind of like this magazine, just like, we have an idea and someone's got to do it, so let's do it.
Yes.
I love that. And so you just had your second film festival and you already have dates set for the next one. So what has that experience been like for you, like taking something from an idea to having a full-on festival?
It's been satisfying to see it all come together. I feel like creatives always, they have a vision, and then when it happens, it's kind of like not exactly how they envisioned. And this one, it kind of happened like I had hoped. And the first year and the second year in a totally different way, but was even better than I had hoped. So it's been really satisfying to see it take shape and expand beyond what I could have imagined. And it's like I realized with this second festival that I'd never really been so rich in community as I am now, which is a fun surprise that I never thought I would go back to my hometown and felt like so connected, because I think a lot of us are snobs with our hometown,
Totally.
But as I was. And now I'm so proud of it and so happy to be here. So,
I love that. That's awesome. And when you set out to start the festival and had this idea, like, what factors were important to you? Like, what did you want to make sure was included in this festival that kind of maybe set it apart from other festivals you've attended?
Yeah. Well, it's important to me, just like the hyper-localness of it. So I want it to be Pacific Northwest. So we feature shorts that are either made in the Pacific Northwest or made by someone from here. So, if a filmmaker grew up here and is now living in LA, but they have those roots here, we can highlight their work. And then I also just wanted it to be really good quality. So there's a lot of festivals out there, and I really want our community to grow a taste and a palate for really good cinema.
Totally.
And so we're trying to bring the best of the Pacific Northwest to Lake Stevens.
Awesome. Yeah, I know Andrew and I got to attend in August, and it was such a cool experience. And I left being blown away by the fact that I had no idea that this film community existed, and then the sheer talent and just skill of everybody's films. I was so impressed. It was awesome. And I really look forward to the next one and continuing to support you guys. Why don't you take us through like what all we did during the festival? I know we had several different programs throughout the day, so walk us through the day.
Yeah, well, it was amazing to have you guys there.
Thanks.
So let's see. Well, we started off with a children's program that the Seattle Children's Film Festival curated. And it's kind of a traveling program that they run out to other fests around the world.
Cool.
And so that was great for kids and families, animated 1-hour program. We had a student film program. I think we'll always have a student film program with the fest. It's really important to me just because it was kind of birthed when I was a high schooler.
Totally.
And did that little, in the cafeteria, just small scale, but just honoring those roots and like honoring young people's creative vision. So loved the shorts that came out of like our high school students. And then we did documentary shorts, narrative shorts, a couple blocks, and a feature shot in Washington State, Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yes,
with
so
a
cool.
local panel with producers, actors, and all sorts of crew.
Awesome.
That was awesome. And we had a master class with Emily Timmer and Nathan Roberts, just amazing about filmmaking and your community, like the idea that we don't need to go to LA or to New York, one of these big top cities for film. There's so much to be said for being in your community and like honoring those roots and growing community here.
Totally. I know I attended the master class portion, and I thought in my head at the time, like, well, I'm not really in the industry, so I don't know what I'll gain from the class, but it was one of my favorite parts of the segment, and everything I think that they spoke to. I loved the history, and I thought they just did a great job at driving that home. Like, you have a community in your backyard, and like, thankfully we're in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, so I'm sure there's lots of great places to film around here.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
And are there like neighboring towns and areas that have a film community established, or are you guys kind of pioneers in your area?
Well, we are not alone. There's a lot, and it's really cool. If you go to Washington Filmworks, they have actually a whole list of all the ones in Washington State.
Cool.
And it was really cool when I was starting out because I was able to reach out to, ones that maybe just shuttered their doors and what happened, like what were the challenges, or ones that have been going on forever, and just like hear advice from the pros was really
That's
cool.
awesome. That's a huge resource to have, because sometimes it can kind of feel intimidating to just not know who and like what resources are available. So having a little time to go over like what worked and what didn't work and apply that, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Yeah, and everyone in the film festival world is so supportive of each other. We all
love
want
that.
festivals to continue happening and growing, so.
Totally. Yeah, and like touching back on the student showcase, I was floored that these high school kids are coming up with, I mean, they were really well shot and professionally done. I'm seriously blown away. I was speechless by the end of the day. Just, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to be able, as someone who has no idea anything about film, I'd love to be able to do that someday. Like, I think that speaks to the inspiration you give by hosting this, which is super cool.
Yeah, totally. I mean, everyone is a storyteller. And so finding, the language, the visual language to be able to do that is very fun and liberating.
Totally.
And I forgot one thing we did with the students too was a little lunch with them after, kind of just like with the masterclass teachers and with one of the producers from Safety Not Guaranteed. So just having that like really intimate one-on-one time with them was something that they really loved. And it kind of went way past the scheduled time.
Right.
They just really like invested in them, which was awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to create a platform for our youth because they're our future. And a lot of the times they're met with, oh, you need more experience, or, you're just not old enough. And so I think it's really cool that you carve out a spot for them and give them the spotlight too, because they're obviously doing really cool stuff. Yeah, I love that. And then how do you go about choosing films for a film festival? Like, what is that like?
Yeah. Well, we have like a database where everyone can submit, and I think we got around like 150 or 160 submissions, and then we choose about 30.
Okay.
And we have a team of screeners that help screen, watch the whole thing, and share notes with each other. So yeah, we're looking for something memorable and good quality and something we haven't seen before. And that Pacific Northwest ingredient.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you guys did such a cool job at the films you selected, as they all were very unique, but still had that tie, that similarity between them all. But it was really cool to see something I've never really thought about when watching movies or anything, is actually seeing the different like styles and shots and all of that. I really thought that was cool, and it taught me something. So awesome. Yeah. And then as we look towards a new year, what are some of your like goals and visions for this next year? What do you got cooking up behind the scenes?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this coming year. So we're going to be launching several different things, hopefully. So we'll see what we can manage to get off the ground. But so in the new year, we'll be launching Alchemy Lake Stevens, which is going to be just a local creative meetup. So not just for filmmakers in Lake Stevens, but for anyone that considers themselves a creative and wants to be in community. So that's going to be a monthly meetup, kind of modeled after Snohomish Art Community, which is wonderful, and I love going there. But I also am like, I want this here in my city. So,
Totally.
So as soon as we kind of confirm a venue, we'll be doing that on one Monday night a month.
Cool.
And that's going to be great to just like collaborate with other artists. Snohomish has had really great success with like the city in like partnering, like, hey, we're going to do this mural. We're going to like paint these flower pots, and just like beautifying. So I'm looking forward to ways that artists can be more integrated in our community. And then we're going to be starting like a YouTube interview channel with the festival, doing interviews with people in the film industry, but also in locations that could be like, hey, you should film here. This is a great diner. This is a great little cafe that you could shoot here. And then the other thing we're going to be doing is movies Sunday nights at the PAC.
Fun.
So,
I love that.
A lot of film festivals, they have the staffing and ability to do like year-round programming. And so far we've just kind of done the yearly festival.
Right.
And so this year we want to expand and offer more throughout the year. We do have, the Lake Stevens High School Performing Arts Center, the PAC, is this beautiful theater. It's kind of hard to schedule because it is at a school.
Right.
But we're going to try Sunday night movies, more of like a feature film that people might know.
Right.
But our twist on it is going to be starting with a short film from past festivals to just kind of give a taste of what we show. And that'll get our name out there a little more and get people kind of that hometown cinema experience. So.
Totally. And I love that there will be like multiple ways to interact throughout the year, rather than just the festival. Because I know when I left the festival, I was like looking for more, how do I continue to find out about new filmmakers in the area and all of that. So I love to hear that. It's awesome.
Yes.
And then one thing I was curious about is having done 2 festivals now and being that person that had an idea and took action and went for it, what advice would you give to other folks in the same boat who have an idea that they're passionate about and want to see it come to reality?
I think for me, it just kind of was born out of a need, for what I needed, feeling isolated in the pandemic and like in a new place. So I guess to figure out what you need, and I think there's a lot of people, chances are, that feel the same need. And for me, it was pretty cool to see just how the community responded. There was just a lot of interest, and interested in sponsoring, interested in helping, and learning more. So I think, there's got to be other people who want to do that with you.
Totally.
And don't give up.
If you build it, they will come, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Awesome. And if people were curious outside of the festival, and then I know you have some things coming up, but today, currently, what would someone do if they wanted to go try to get involved with or get to know some of our local filmmakers and just get some insight into our filmmaking community? Yeah,
that's so our website, lakestevensfilmfest.com, has kind of a list of the past films that we've had. So you can always go and follow those filmmakers, and they're active. They're always posting like latest projects or Kickstarter videos or photos on set. There's definitely film festivals throughout the year to go to, and a lot of them are going to be hitting up the same ones. And yeah, on Instagram, we post updates and share things from the industry too.
Awesome. And that's a perfect segue into how can people get connected with you? So if you're a filmmaker or you're an advocate for the film industry, how do those people get a hold of you?
Yeah. Instagram and Facebook are the two main ways. So Instagram, Lake Stevens Film Fest. And I think Facebook might be Lake Stevens Film or something. But yeah, you'll find us on there.
Awesome.
And our YouTube channel will hopefully be coming out soon. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, is there anything that you'd like to wrap up our interview with and let people know about the film festival or about you?
Well, something that I'm really excited about that we're going to be launching at this next year's festival. It's going to be Greenlight Lake Stevens, which is a screenplay competition for films set in Lake Stevens.
Cool.
And so we are excited to hopefully show something that we've shot over the course of this coming year to kind of get people excited. And then we'll have some grant money attached to the winning screenplay to get it shot in Lake Stevens to kind of see and just, get people excited about shooting here.
Yeah.
Because
that's
why not?
huge. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you've put so much thought and care into, expanding in the future and like building a solid foundation that will truly support this filmmaking community. So kudos to you. We loved attending. I had such a blast. It's a long day, but it goes by very quick because everything is so captivating and well done. So
That's awesome to
thank
hear.
you for all the hard work you do.
Oh, thank you so much. And bravo to you too.
Thank you so much. Well, thanks so much for being here today. It was awesome to chat with you, and
As well.
we can't wait to continue to support you.
Same.
Thanks.